Hello, happy Friday. The purpose of this video is to give you a few hints on how to complete the big circle with 100% accuracy. These are the same hints that I would give you after a couple tries if we were in class. So the first big hint is to read all of the given carefully, and then because the angle measures are all based on knowing the measures of the arcs, the easiest way to get the problem done is to find the measure of every arc around the outside of the circle first. So to start out with, we're going to go with arc GF, and in the given, it tells us that arc GF is 36 degrees. The next thing it tells us is that F is the midpoint of GJ. So if arc GF is 36 degrees, then we know that arc FJ is also 36 degrees. In the given, it tells us that EJ is 12 degrees, and it tells us that HG is 19 degrees. So at this point, we have everything from the given on the circle. Next, we need to realize that the segment that goes from A to E is the diameter. So the major arc, or the semicircle that goes from A to G to E, is 180 degrees. So if we take 180 degrees and subtract off all the arcs that we already added to the circle, we'll be left with an arc of 77 degrees. So we're halfway done when it comes to finding all of the arcs around the outside of the circle. The next arc that we're going to find is arc IE. And we know that arc because angle IQE is a central angle. So it's going to have the same measure as the arc. So arc IE is 24 degrees. Next, we're going to take a look at this inscribed angle, angle DAE, and that angle is 34 degrees. So we know that the arc that it intercepts is going to be 34 times 2. So the arc that we're looking at now goes all the way from where the blue line segment hits at D to where the blue line segment hits at E, and that will be 68 degrees. So now if we take our 68 degrees and subtract off the 24 that we got from arc IE, we'll be left with arc DI, which has to be 44 degrees. So now there's only a few arcs left. So the next step is to look at triangle DAE. And we know a few things about that triangle. We know that the angle near A is 34 degrees. Because AGJ or AGE is a semicircle, we know that the inscribed angle, which is angle 1, has to be a right angle, so that's 90 degrees. And since all three angles of that triangle have to add up to 180 degrees, if we subtract 90 and 34 from 180, we'll know that angle 4 is 56 degrees. Now, angle 4 is an inscribed angle. So arc AD is going to be 56 degrees times 2. So that is 112 degrees for that part of the circle. For the next angle, angle 5, we're going to have to use parallel lines. So those two lines, according to the given, are parallel. So the 56 degree angle, which is angle 4, and the 56 degree angle, which is angle 5, those are corresponding angles, and they have to be congruent. So now we know that angle 5 is 56 degrees. It's a central angle. So the arc that it intercepts will be 56 degrees. So the arc that goes from A to C has to be 56 degrees. And then the last arc that we can actually find is arc CD, which will be the 112 degree arc minus the 56 degree arc. So that arc will be 56 degrees. The one that's left over is arc AB, and we don't have any way of knowing arc AB, so we won't have to worry about that unless we need to find it later. So that's a great hint right there, because now you know all of the arcs all the way around the outside of the circle. So now I'm going to give you two examples of how you can find an angle. So we're going to start with angle 13. So if we look at angle 13, it intercepts two arcs. It intercepts arc CD, that's 56 degrees, and it intercepts arc DI, which is 44 degrees. So if we want to find the measure of angle 13, we have to take 56 minus 44 and divide by 2. And that will give us an answer of 6. So angle 13 is 6. And then the last hint I'm going to give you is angle 14. So angle 14 is made up of those two line segments, and they intercept two arcs. The first arc is the 77 degree arc plus the 56 degree arc. That will be the large arc. And then the other arc that it intercepts is 24 degrees and 12 degrees. And so if we subtract those two arcs, we'll be able to find angle 14. So I'm going to take 56 plus 77, which is 133, minus 24 plus 12, which is 36, divided by 2, and that will give us an answer for angle 14 of 97 divided by 2, which is 48.5. I hope these hints help.